I was woken up the other morning by the sound of banging and drilling coming from the street, which kind of put me in a mood for the rest of the morning. Anyway, I come downstairs, make my breakfast, and go into the garden to eat it, because it's a nice sunny day. The two guys who were doing all the banging and drilling are now sat outside my house, smoking, drinking tea, and talking very loudly. They're talking about some news story they'd been listening to on the radio about some child molester who'd just been convicted and sentenced. And these two blokes were going on about what they would like to do to this paedophile, saying stuff like they would like to burn him alive and cut his bollocks off. They were basically agreeing with each other that all nonces should be executed for the good of the community. Now, I'm sitting in my garden trying to mind my own business, but this is a loud conversation. So, 5 or 10 minutes pass, and I'm about to go inside when I hear these two guys talking about the group of schoolgirls they can see walking past them down the street. One of the guys says to the other, "Well, dressed like that, they're just asking for it, aren't they?" And the other guy says, "I'd fuck the blonde one if I wasn't married." And his mate says, "Well, you know, grass on the lawn, you gotta mow it, right?" These girls can't have been any older than 14 years old. They can't have been any older than 14. People are entitled to express their views and desires, that's fine. You know? But for me, burning people alive or cutting their balls off isn't the answer. Murder and mutilation isn't the way to stop sexual offenders, in my humble opinion. But to say that you think it is the answer, then no more than a few minutes later come out and say that you would like to fuck children is a tad bit inconsistent, isn't it really? Unless, of course, these blokes would be happy to pay the price for their possible future transgressions, pay their own penalty, that is to say, with the burning and the bollock chopping and what have you. But my guess is they would not be happy facing their own punishment, should either one ever stoop so low as to actually shag a child. Yeah. Then, later the same day, I'm on the bus, going into town to do a bit of shopping. I encounter another very loud conversation, this time between two older ladies. They're talking about some younger woman they both seem to know, who had been the victim of domestic abuse at the hands of her former husband. And they made this man sound like a thoroughly unpleasant individual throughout the conversation. They were both saying what he'd done and going into details, you know. I wasn't eavesdropping, you understand. It just wasn't possible to block out what they were saying, unless I'd put my fingers in my ears and gone la la la, you know. Anyway, at the end of this conversation, they both agreed that this man was an animal. No better than an animal, I think, were the exact words of one of these women. Now, a few things came to mind after hearing this. Why is it considered an insult to grade a person as an animal? Is it because humans think themselves better or higher than animals? Or at least some people do, right? And it always seems to be in regard to some violent offence that a person is labelled an animal by those who seek to condemn him. But the thing is, many animals are not as violent as human beings. And the cruelties that some people are capable of are beyond other animals. The obvious truth is, we are animals. We're mammals, primates, and as much a part of the biological world as cats, rats, or cockroaches. This unexamined sense of human superiority is quite common, I think, and quite annoying also. But, you know, after overhearing these two loud conversations, my day got better after that. Yeah. It did. Nice sunny day. And another nice sunny day today. Finally, the long British winter seems to be over. Anyway, see you next time, folks. Take care.